I noticed that there's a term supposedly used interchangeably with Baphomet. It's mentioned in the Oxford English Dictionary when it talks about how they thought that Baphomet was really just another way of saying Muhammad, and that Muhammad was a generic term used back then in Templar times for an idol worshipped by a cult. And it had to do with the fact that Europeans didn't know anything about Islam, and that's how they perceived them, was just being pagans. But anyway, so that's the idea. That's why Oxford English Dictionary said that. And one of the terms they referred to as another word that was cited by Templars in their confessions was mouse. So they referred to the Baphomet head as the mouse head, or a mouse head.
Wow.
And so I was just gonna look into that a little bit and see if it meant anything. And the Mickey Mouse face occurred to me, just because it's a weird thing. I don't know. It just looks weird. His face looks weird. And if you look at the images of Baphomet that, for instance, I found in Mysterium Baphometus Revelatum, written by Hammer Bergstall, he found a bunch of artifacts that he thought were Templar artifacts. Some of them actually were idols or had images of the idols on them. And so you can see all these possibly real Templar depictions of Baphomet, of the head, and it does kind of look like this freaky cat head in some ways. It looks like it might be a mask. And then it has these ears in some instances that I just thought, well, maybe this is connected to the Mickey Mouse head, but it was just a thought, So I started looking into it. One of the first things I note in one of my German dictionaries, it says that Maus means knife point, and also bullet, and all these things about piercing, So anyway, I found tons of interesting things about the etymology connected with both Maus and also the word Mickey. And so first I figured out that this has something to do with actually it's a symbol of slipping someone a Mickey, okay? It's a symbol of poisoning someone or giving someone a drug, like a date rape drug, to make them pass out and then do what you want with them. And so it's used by criminals to take advantage of people, this technique, but also some secret societies use it in their induction ceremonies. And so in one of my videos, and then also in the article, I talk all about this and some of the instances in which this is known to occur. And then, I mean, it's a really long essay, but the next thing all that led me to, kind of looked into the alchemy stuff, and then stuff that Aleister Crowley had written about sex magic and homunculuses, moon children, and things like that. And that's when I kind of figured out that they're talking about creating another universe in the body of a person that would be born after, after a sex magic rite of that sort. That you're creating a god that is actually the new Aeon. In its own body, it has the new universe, I think. That's what Aleister Crowley was hinting at. And I figured he didn't make it up. He probably got it from someone else. So it's a tradition. They probably know what they're talking about. They have some reason to believe that they can do this.
Well, what is this picture? What is it really? What really is this picture? It's a computer. What Saturn represents, which is the chief archon. The archons are artificial intelligence. They're artificial because they're not from this creation. They have a hive mind which thinks like a computer. The computer system that we use is a recreation of the way their minds work. And so that's what they're trying to tie us into when I say where we have a dualistic mind. Well, their mind is computer-like. And so they use the hive mind. This is what you're dealing with here.